But thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I hope you like it. Comment if you have any other, like, maybe questions. Babe, that's gonna be really loud.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna, like, probably.
Okay, you should go back with the questions then.
Shoot. So that's it. And I hope you like this video. Thank you, babe.
Is it just this?
It's really sensitive because when we you'll tap him while we're filming. That's so funny. Welcome to another video for the Now Pursue. We are trying a little something different. We want to share some information, some tips and tricks, and to make it a little bit easier if you ever decide to travel or be on the road or live a life of faith or just those types of things. And so this video is all about 10 tips for traveling if you have little kids.
Correcte mundo. We have some tips to help you out, and we just wish that this was something that somebody had told to us before we hit the road. So now we're trying to make a video to let everybody else know what's up about our trials and tribulations and what we found to work for us. So this is a little video for you.
Okay, so we put together 10 tips for traveling with kids, and we did 5 for when you're on the road driving, and then we did 5 for when you stopped and now you're in your RV or you're at your campsite or whatever. Mainly RV because we live in an RV.
Yeah. Number 1 is snacks. Make sure you bring snacks. You have to bring lots of snacks for you, driver. For me, because I was a driver, I wanted coffee. So staring at the road for a long time, you had to stay awake, and that hot coffee really helped me out. The hot coffee in the thermos is what kept me going. So that was my thing. But for the kids, it was the water, it was the snacks, it was we
had a whole case of water.
Yeah,
we were like ready.
Every stop, every couple hours, we get one case, and then
we have that on the floor in the back seat. Angel's right. Like, he drove the whole time and he needed coffee, so we had a big thermos. But like, we have our this isn't a hydro flask, but you can get a hydro flask, whatever. So get your hydration flask, no matter what brand. Hydration flask.
Get your
That's Angelo's. Yeah, his and her
brands.
Yeah, and so we got those ones once we got here because we were like, whoa, like we were drinking a lot of water bottles. But yeah, so having snacks, we got like trail mix,
chips,
we got carrots, grapes, Slim Jims,
beef jerky, little snack things,
sunflower seeds,
Ritz crackers. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of snacks. Because with kids, you snack a lot more. Like when Angelo and I was on the road trip, just us, it's like we didn't snack at all. We had a whole cooler, barely ate. But with the kids, they're always saying, is there something to eat? Can I, so it's really good to have snacks to keep peace of mind as parents.
When you're hungry, they're most likely hungry. And it goes to the same thing about using the restroom. It's like when you feel like you need to use the restroom, or even when you stop to get gas, you need to ask them if they need to use the restroom. Yeah. Because there's been plenty of times for us.
Yeah, so that actually brings us to number 2. When you are at a pit stop, make sure to ask every one of your kids, whether it's 1, 6 kids, it doesn't matter. Ask them if they need to use the bathroom, and if they don't, make them use the bathroom because we've forgotten or just decided to be lazy, and then we were back on the road and literally 2 minutes in, I need to use the bathroom, and it's like, shoot, we forgot. So yeah, that's a big one too, just to make sure to ask.
Yeah, it does.
When you're already stopped.
It gets annoying after a while. And then you tell them, but you know how it is with kids when you say don't do something and then they do it. Yeah. That doesn't work.
Same thing, yeah.
You could, but just to make things easier. Even if they say no, just say go and try.
Yeah. Number 3 that we wrote down is to bring blankets, because and I put it's an invitation for our kids to rest or take a nap, because they won't. And sometimes, especially for like Maya, she's 2. It's like throw a blanket on her and be like, time for a nap, and then she'll be like, oh, okay, like blanket means nap. So we kind of trained at least our little ones to see it that way. Anything else you want to say about blankets? It's nice to have. No, okay. Number 4 is to plan entertainment.
Meaning?
Many different types. There's games. Like we have that
games.
road trip game where it's like I spy something, and then it's like something you can get at Dollar Tree, you know, and then you like, it's like a bingo, road trip bingo, I think it was, and then you slide it. I saw it as an opportunity to homeschool, right? We were asking all these questions. Like, oh, you see that mountain? What would you do if you built something on the mountain? Interact with them and stuff. And electronics. He was the amazing electronic charging station.
I was so amazing at charging, making sure that it was plugged up before we went to sleep the night before, and then we would wake up and then it would be 100%.
He's got it. And then too, he has a portable charger that he had charged. Like at 100%, and then we would bring it, and then we would be charging it if we forgot to charge it.
Yeah, if we forgot to charge it. If I wasn't amazing.
Yeah, the night before, right? And then number 5 is to remember that they are people too. If you feel like you need to stretch your legs, they probably need to stretch your legs. It's okay to pull over. Yeah. You know, I mean, obviously, if you're on a time crunch, you know what I mean? Like you have to be somewhere at a certain time, then you work that out. But the way that we were, you know, planning out our days, it was literally just by faith. Like we would be planning while we drove, so we had the time to be able to pull over if we needed to. You know, and that goes with the restrooms too. Sometimes you have to pull over to go in the the fifth wheel or trailer, you know, to use the bathroom. Okay, so then 5 tips for when you are actually where you are and you park and stuff and set up.
The outdoor toys and the indoor toys.
Outdoor toys and indoor toys.
Very key moments that you need.
Yeah, because that way the kids are entertained. I think that's kind of like a obvious, maybe.
Well, that's what I meant for entertainment.
Well, we met a family and they didn't have any toys, and the little girl was so sad. And I was like, but it depends too. If you just want to like hike and like be outside the whole time, totally fine. For us, we're full timing, so it's like nice to have toys so we can have our time, you know, like me time.
And it sort of is a little pain to have to put it in because there's not really a space for it because you have other essentials that you need. So you have to kind of put that in where it fits in when you're moving location. And then you have to take it out, you know, when you get to your location. So, you know, it could be a little annoying, but in the long run, it's very beneficial.
I think adding to that, though, our first RV was really challenging because we literally carried everything in and everything out. Here we have more space. In our new RV we have way more space, so we're able to like not do as much. So it just depends on your layout, you know. That goes into take 2. And then number 7, which
open
is
communication.
Open communication, like letting them know what's going on, because
time for this and time for that. Yeah,
because sometimes I feel like, and I know I've done this before as a parent, just doing things on our own and not including the kids, and the kids are like, well, what's going on? It's great to let them know, hey, like lunch is coming up, or hey, we're about to go on a hike, you know, or this is quiet time, electronic time. Keeping a routine and schedule is key because it can literally become vacation mode where you do nothing all the time, and then you never get anything done, even when it comes to like enjoying family time. So it's good to have communication. Number 8.
Number 8
is
always having something to eat.
Always have something to eat.
And that's for what, like breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Yeah, or even like snacks. Because you never know where you're gonna be. And what do you think is better, having the freezer food or like the pantry food? Personally, I think pantry food.
Like canned food.
I think pantry and canned food.
I agree.
Because, well, why do you think so?
Because it lasts longer. And if you do have a malfunction with the refrigerator that we've had before, it's still good food.
Yeah.
It doesn't need refrigerator.
Or if like last minute we were driving one time and then we stayed at a Harvest Host and it was a winery, right? And we didn't know where we were going that day. So we literally ended up where we were dry camping,
Oh, that
and we
sounds
couldn't
nice.
use. It sounds nice. I was like, you were there, and we couldn't use the microwave unless we turned on the generator. So you use only pantry food, or you only use something with propane. So it's nice to have food inside your RV that you can cook on the propane or on the stove, and you don't need it to be refrigerated. Okay, number 9, being mentally prepared, knowing you're about to travel with all your kids. Yeah,
Yes,
and being
yes.
okay with adjusting, because things will come, things will happen, and it will be like, I'm ready because I prepared mentally. You could be so physically prepared and not even be mentally prepared and just feel like, what am I doing? Why did I decide to do this? But, yeah, because you matter, and, taking care of yourself first and then your kids is vital.
Yeah, because that moment is going to come up to where you're going to say to yourself, what am I doing?
What am I doing? Yeah.
Why am I doing this? But then, once you get to where your destination is, then you actually realize, like, because the whole way up to Montana, I was thinking that. But when we got to Montana, it was like, yeah, this is why we're doing it, to get out of the norm, to get out and see the places that you're just not used to seeing, and enjoying these places. And seeing it is not the same as just
talking about it
and thinking about it. It's you have to experience what your goal is, and we're not regretting it.
Not one bit. And I want to add on to that, because not only being mentally prepared for your kids, but one another, because we think completely differently. And to be honest, on the way up here, I was excited about every moment of the journey, but I get to be open that Angelo and every one of my kids have a different perspective, and we all have our own beautiful ways of looking at it. And when you're mentally prepared, you get to be at peace and just have fun with everybody. You know what I mean? You're not like trying to force anybody to see it a certain way, if that makes sense. You get to enjoy the ride and the journey.
Yeah, what a journey. What a ride.
What a journey.
Yeah.
It's so worth it too.
And that just brings us down to our last
Number 10
is to
have fun.
Just to have fun.
Yeah, enjoy it. And just know that you chose this, you get to enjoy it. So don't choose it if you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can honestly say that I am having a great time.
And that's how he is every time. And I'm always like, are you though? Are you? And I'm over here, oh my gosh, I love it.
Like, if you want to stay married, I would encourage you to go on this trip. Or even if you want to get married, go on a trip.
And see how
you're gonna figure out a lot.
How you work together.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've actually learned how to work really well together, and then when we don't, it just doesn't feel right anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we know there's a big difference between like your strengths and like being able to like rock your strengths and be okay with your weaknesses, and letting the other person balance you out. So, okay, but that is our 10 tips for traveling with kids. And I want to add that too, traveling with one another and just traveling in general, probably, or even just living in an RV. I hope that any of this inspires, encourages, or equips you in any way. Comments. I hope you like this video. Turn on notifications, because we are going to start doing more informational videos now that we are almost at 6 months living in an RV. And I hope you return. See you all next time. Okay.